What's good, YouTube family? Today's video is going to be a little bit different than our normal gameplays, our usual jokes and hullabaloo. As you guys can tell by the title, and as you guys can see in front of us, we have a fast food tier list. This tier list is going to be different than every tier list that you can find on the internet so far. Not only does this tier list account for two of the biggest fast food chains in YouTube history, both the Sidemen's Sides and Mr. Beast's Burger. This is a custom-made fast food tier list that I had a heavy hand in. I didn't make the whole tier list. I think I added like 10 different restaurants to this list. Some fast food joints that are in Arizona. There's a few options on here that weren't on here from Chicago. For those of you who haven't been to either Chicago or Arizona, the least this tier list will do will give you my recommendations on what you should try if you ever end up in either one of these destinations. I'll be rating these fast food joints based off both price and taste. Because it is fast food, I'm not gonna let how healthy the food is actually affect where it ends up on my tier list. As you guys can see, we'll be rating based off of our best and go-to restaurant, the ones I get a crave for but aren't quite the best, the ones that are just decent, the ones I've tried and I'm never gonna try again, and the ones I've never tried. Keep in mind that this is all my opinion based off my personal experience, so if y'all feel any different about it, there's no right and wrong answer. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? A&W. I'm gonna put this one in never tried because I've never tried A&W. A&W has a root beer. I've never seen one, so never tried. Could be good, who knows? Arby's. Arby's is probably my lowest of low. It's something about the meat that's just crazy. I've tried it, never eaten it again. Their meat tastes weird, just generally weird. What is this, Baja Fresh Mexican Grill? I'm gonna put this in never tried. I've heard of Baja's, but I've never tried Baja's. If it's good, I would know. If I see a Baja's, I'll try Baja's. Baba's. Now this one is a Chicago one. This is one that I added. A lot of the ones that I added are probably ones that you guys won't be familiar with. Baba's is definitely one of them. Baba's goes in there pretty good. Baba's definitely is a craving. They got a little bit of everything, you know what I'm saying? They got hamburgers, they got tacos, gyros. Y'all want to say gyros? I call them gyros. It feels better on the mouth, but a lot of people say gyros. Limpy? What the? It says American Sub Shop, so they make sandwiches. I've never heard of Blimpies. So I'm gonna put it in never tried, never seen. I don't even know where Blimpies is. Bojangles. Bojangles. I feel like I've heard of Bojangles. I don't know. I'm gonna put it in never tried because I don't recall. Boston Market. Boston Market is decent. I mean, it's the first one that's gonna end up on a decent list. Boston Market has a decent amount of food, cultured food. They got chicken gravy, soul food type joint, other types of just really cultured food. I've had it less than 5 times in my life. The food is good. And then the prices are good. Speaking of the prices, let me go back real quick. Baba's got decent prices. Obviously, that's why it's up there. If the prices was bad, Baba's wouldn't be up there. I'm not saying nothing about the never tried because I don't even know their prices. I don't know what they serve, honestly. And then Arby's for prices. It don't matter. It don't even matter. Honestly, when we get to the nah and never, if I'm basing that off of price and it's a nah and never, the taste don't matter. If I'm basing it off of taste, then the price don't matter because it's already in nah and never, and I'm not, it doesn't even matter. It could be a good price, but I'm not eating it. So BurgerFi. BurgerFi is our first vegan type joint, and BurgerFi is gonna be in the decent. Now, BurgerFi is a craving because I eat a lot of non-meat type meals, and BurgerFi has a decent amount of options when it comes to that kind of craving, but it's not, the food isn't good enough for me to put it in pretty good despite me having it as a craving. And y'all will see shortly what I mean because there's some other vegan options on here. Burger King. Burger King is gonna be in the nah and never. That one is probably gonna be crazy to a lot of y'all. It's not even that serious. Burger King and McDonald's have been through it. I would eat McDonald's before I eat Burger King, so Burger King is already taking a hit there. Burger King's meat is so weird to me. It tastes weird to me. It kind of screams at me, this food ain't real. Whatever it is, even if I end up going through all the research to figure out where they get their meat from, it's not gonna change the simple fact in which the taste is what it is. Again, Burger King lands where it lands in the nah or never because of the taste. So the price don't matter. The prices are really good at Burger King, but the food tastes fake. I think the only thing that I've ever been okay with eating from Burger King is they chicken fingers, the little chicken fingers that come in a box, and even that only comes with like 5 or 6 fingers. Proportionately not pleasant enough for me to put this in any other category. Raising Cane's. Raising Cane's is probably gonna be my first top tier restaurant. Like, Raising Cane's has good food. So much so that they only have like 3 different things on their list. Five Guys is another one that only has like 3 things on a menu, and it's supposed to be so good that you don't really need no other option. Putting Cane in the best because that is true. The only thing that I would say is bad about Cane's is their coleslaw. I could do without their coleslaw. Everything else is bomb as fuck. The meat, the sauce, all of it. No pause. Cane's is top tier. Anybody who's had it will probably end up agreeing with me. Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. is gonna be in the pretty good. It's definitely better than Burger King, and I would put the food in decent if I didn't crave it. Like, I don't eat Carl's Jr. because I know how bad it is, but the food is good enough for me to go back to it. Carl's Jr. is probably the first on the list to make a proportionate burger. Like, their burgers are huge, taste-wise, good. It is a craving, and the prices are right. So it hits everything. It's just, I wouldn't go to it. I wouldn't say that it's in the top tier list because I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go to Carl's Jr. I have a craving for it, wouldn't go. Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is in my pretty good. Chick-fil-A would be probably up there with Cane's. I thought about that, and I'm actually gonna put that in top tier. And it's crazy because my first 2 top tier are not based off of actual burgers, which is my go-to thing. Like, normally I wouldn't go for chicken, despite being black. I don't really like chicken like that. But Chick-fil-A is very similar to Cane's in the aspect of having everything on their menu be good. Like, if anything, let's switch Cane's and Chick-fil-A, because Chick-fil-A is probably at the top when it comes to these 2. The only reason why I put Chick-fil-A above Cane's is that they have salads, and the salads are bomb as fuck. So Chipotle. Now, I'm putting Chipotle in pretty good, but Chipotle is probably my highest in craving. Chipotle is my top 3 when it comes to cravings. It's good. The prices are decent. It's not overpriced, but if you eating a meal with a group of people, that price it racks up. But because you're probably gonna find yourself on the toilet a lot of times after this, my personal experience, I don't eat enough for me to end up in that situation, but I know what to be aware of, so I don't eat it as much. Or in other words, it wouldn't be my go-to. So that's the reason why Chipotle isn't in the top tier, but it is up there. Let me go ahead and shift that all the way here. Church's Chicken. Now, Church's Chicken is gonna be in the decent section. The only difference when it comes to Church's Chicken and every other chicken joint is probably they biscuits. They biscuits are well glazed with like some kind of honey or some shit. The chicken and everything else tastes about the same as every other joint. So Church's is decent. Again, don't really like chicken like that, especially if it's on the bone. Most of my chicken joints is probably gonna be in decent, if not in nah. Cookout Fresh Hamburger, I've never heard of that. Culver's is pretty good. Culver's is gonna be in front of Baba's. Their food tastes fresh. Like, their slogan is that their food is never frozen, and it actually tastes that way, which is a rarity. When you hear that from a fast food joint, it doesn't seem to be the truth. Del Tacos, I'm gonna go with 9 ever. It's not really about their food not being good. It's just, I would put them in the decent category. I would put Del Taco in the decent category. Because there's so many other Mexican options that are better than Del Taco, I've tried it, don't see myself going back. Denny's is in the decent, and I'm gonna put it above Church's. So I would definitely go to Denny's. Denny's has a lot of options, and their food tastes decent. It's not the best food, but it tastes decent, and then their prices are decent. So they are definitely in the decent category. Domino's Pizza. I'm gonna put Domino's in decent. They pizza could be better, but they have the garlic crust on their joints. So I think that Domino's pizza is well done, despite the taste not being as good as some other pizzas. DQ. Now, I'm not sure, that's Dairy Queen, right? I'm gonna put Dairy Queen in decent. Let's move Domino's. I would probably take a vegan burger over a Domino's slice of pizza. Now, for those of y'all who are lactose intolerant, DQ isn't very much so an option. So I would put Dairy Queen in the nah or never, because I wouldn't go to Dairy Queen for So many reasons. You know what? Let's go ahead and move Dairy Queen down. I wouldn't be caught dead in any dairy specific restaurant. I am a lover of Italian foods, and almost all of Italian foods has hella cheese in it. Pasta, pizza, lasagna, all of that shit has a whole lot of cheese in it. So if it's worth it, obviously I'm gonna set my problems aside and just take that L for a decent meal. You know what I'm saying? El Pollo Yoko. I'll put El Pollo Yoko, even though this section really doesn't matter. Like, as a matter of fact, 1 second. All right. So I actually organized the nah or never section because I feel like this is kind of valid. I would never ever go to Arby's. I would go to DQ, but only if someone else wants to go. I would never go by myself. So it's in the never go. El Pollo Yoko. I think El Pollo Loco has like bowls. I think they have like salad bowls and chicken bowls and stuff that you can put all of the Mexican stuff in it. If I'm craving a burrito or a burrito bowl type-esque joint, I'm going to either Qdoba's or Chipotle. If I'm craving a taco, I want that taco to taste authentic, fresh out of a Mexican woman's kitchen type taco. It has to taste like actual Mexican food. If it tastes like fake Mexican food, how about let's change the word fake to Americanized. Americanized cultured food doesn't taste like real cultured food. Chipotle is very similar in that aspect, but it's good enough for me to still crave it regardless of that. Del Taco and El Pollo Loco taste like fake Mexican food. That's why they're in the nah or never again. Firehouse Subs. I've been to Firehouse Subs once, and their bread and meat and everything tastes fake. Five Guys. See, the thing about Five Guys, it's gonna go into pretty good, right behind Culver's. I would put the taste above Culver's, but the price of Five Guys is ridiculous. Despite that being the case, their food I'd put in the A list. Like, their food tastes fresh. Their fries are a little bit on the spicy side, but they taste good enough for you to not care. Like, I can't handle heat, but I can eat their Cajun fries and suffer in silence and just enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be in the pretty good, and I heavily crave their food, but I'm not finna take that hit to my pocket every single time I crave Five Guys. Giordano's is in my pretty good, but I'm gonna put Giordano's at the top. Giordano's, I believe, is specific to Chicago. I don't know if Giordano's is anywhere else. I've had Giordano's in Chicago, and it is probably my go-to pizza joint. Okay, it's my go-to for deep dish pizza. The taste of their food, top tier. The price is a bit expensive, but not overly expensive. Their large deep dish pizza is like $30, but it feeds maybe 6 people in total. So the pricing, I feel like it's worth it for a deep dish pizza. The only reason why it's not my go-to is that it's dairy. I can't have an overabundance of it. Not even a whole pizza. I have to only eat 2 slices of pizza. It's crazy. But Giordano's is definitely my go-to pizza. Harold's Chicken. I'm putting it in the craving because Harold's Chicken is probably a lot of Chicagoans' go-to. If you're from Chicago, 9 times out of 10, you know what Harold's Chicken is. It's the best seasoned chicken in Chicago. It's in the pretty good section because it would be my go-to chicken place if I ate chicken that often. I don't really like foods that I have to pick apart. It's not about touching foods. I like to touch my foods. I like to work with my hands just generally. But if I have to pull it apart and rip this and this and this and this, I'm not gonna want to keep coming back to this place that I gotta keep doing all that. So it's definitely in the I crave or the pretty good. It's way higher than both Carl's Jr.'s, Baba's, not higher than Five Guys. Hungry Howie's Pizza. I'm gonna put it there. Again, Arby's is at the very end. Hungry Howie's is a pizza joint, and their pizza tastes like cardboard. That's all I gotta say. IHOP. Okay. IHOP is a difficult one for me. IHOP would be in the go-to, but the food does not taste that good. It's my go-to breakfast place, but even with the breakfast, it kind of still tastes fake. It tastes a little fake to me. Despite the taste not being so good, the prices are pretty decent. And then it's really convenient because IHOP is like 24 hours. So I would definitely put IHOP over Denny's. So that's why it's in the pretty good section. The prices are pretty good. The food is just not that good. In-N-Out Burger. Now, this one is probably gonna make some people upset. People in the West Coast has In-N-Out Burger. There's no In-N-Out burgers in Chicago to my knowledge, but there's tons of In-N-Out burgers in Arizona. When I first got to Arizona, everybody was telling me how good In-N-Out burger was. I've tried this place one time, and it was so bad that I don't want to try it again. It's not as bad as Arby's, so let me still put Arby's behind it. It's not as bad as Hungry Howie's or Firehouse Sub. Del Taco, I'd probably go to Del Taco or Burger King or anything else over In-N-Out. Everybody else who believes that In-N-Out should be in the either go-to or the I crave, I understand, because I have friends who feel that way. The first time I went to In-N-Out Burger, I don't know if it was just the one that they gave me, but it fell apart like it was just plastic pieces stacked up on each other. Like the burger was plastic pieces. I ate without judgment, I still ate the burger. It tastes like plastic. It wasn't good. It was not a good burger. Like every time I tell my friends that I'm like In-N-Out Burger is not the one. Like I tried it one time and I'm not doing it again. They like, it was the location that you went to or this and that. Like there's always a reason. That was my experience. I don't need to know another, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. Jack in the Box. Put it in the nah or never. I'm gonna put it right next to Burger King. Their prices are decent as hell. There's no Jack in the Box on the East Coast, but it's basically Burger King. It's like the food is bad. The prices are good. The food is horrible. Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's I put in the pretty good and I crave category. I'm pretty picky when it comes to my sandwiches. Jersey Mike's makes bomb ass sandwiches. So they actually, I would put them in front of IHOP because I put Five Guys that as high as I did as well. Five Guys and Jersey Mike's, bomb ass food. The taste supreme. The price crazy. Like I've had Jersey Mike's less than 5 times, but one of those times I got their like biggest sandwich, their large sandwich or California something sub or some shit, and that bitch was $40. It was able to feed like 2 or 3 people, but that sandwich was $40 simple people. But it's one sandwich. It's one sandwich for $40. It's crazy. Jimmy John's, another sandwich shop. I wouldn't even say it's similar. Jimmy John's is literally my worst experience eating a sandwich from a fast food joint. Jimmy John's sandwiches taste like straight up plastic to me. Jimmy John's is not good. Jollibee? Is this like a dessert type joint? I don't even know what Jollibee is. I've never had it. Don't know what it is. So it's just gonna stay right there. KFC. You would think, but again, I've said this already, don't really like chicken that much. I've tried KFC probably twice in my entire life. It is not good. Like I would not ever go to KFC. Little Caesars, horrible. Let's move KFC up to probably In-N-Out status. Little Caesar is probably right in front of that. The only thing that Little Caesar has going for it is its price. Their food is horrifyingly bad. It tastes like cardboard. Like the worst that a pizza can ever get to is cardboard. Little Caesars is disgusting, in my opinion. Lolo's Chicken and Waffles. This one's an Arizona special. I don't know if there's a Lolo's Chicken and Waffle anywhere else, but as you guys can see, I'm clearly hovering over the A tier list, the pretty good I crave tier list. Lolo's Chicken and Waffle is going to shoot all the way up to Giordano status. Honestly, Lolo's Chicken and Waffles has a whole lot of options when it comes to not only just food, but drinks. Like they are a very cultured fast food restaurant, but they have this chicken sandwich called the Fat Ass Chicken Sandwich. And it is probably the best chicken sandwich I've ever tasted. Like their food is so good. And then the prices are decent. Long John Silver. I'm gonna put Long John Silver in decent. Honestly, I don't eat fish that often, and then if I do eat fish, I know they got bomb-ass catfish. Denny's, I'll put it above Denny's, between Denny's and Domino's. If I ever eat fish, I'm more than likely gonna buy it from a market, cook it at home, so I can clean it the proper way and all that other stuff, so it's not really a craving. McDonald's, we're gonna put it at the very top of decent category for what it is. McDonald's has been around, clearly, so it has its value. Amazing prices, they have prices for every single category. They're decent, their taste is decent. McDonald's has a lot of options, but the thing about all of their options is that it's only good for like 5 minutes after you get it. No matter what your food is from McDonald's, if it gets cold, that's the end of it. It's never, there's no microwave, there is no try and heat it up and make it any better. If it gets cold, it's done. And that's my biggest reason for putting it in decent. The prices are good, the food is decent, it's not I wouldn't even say that it's good. It's worse than good, but it's decent. It's edible, as opposed to Burger King, which I would consider non-edible. McAllister's is another Arizona special. McAllister's is gonna go right next to Five Guys. McAllister's sandwiches as my top 2. Like it is probably my second favorite place to get a sandwich. Their sandwiches are costly, but they give you decent portions for those prices, but we're not ranking based off of portions, we're ranking off of price. So the prices put it in pretty good. Definitely have a craving for it. The food is amazing. Now the Mr. Beast Burger, our very first YouTube fast food option. I've tried the Mr. Beast Burger once. I think I tried the Carl, some Carl shit. Only way that you can get either any of the YouTube shit is through DoorDash or one of those types of services. You can't find one of these places nowhere near where I live at. Mr. Beast sandwiches are decent. I was hovering over the non-ever. Don't even worry about it. They decent. The burgers are decent. I'll put them above fish because it's a burger. I crave burgers, but it's a very basic burger. There's nothing really special about the Mr. Beast burger. The only real thing about them is that they put a little creativity in some already really basic foods, like putting onion rings on a sandwich or putting fries on a burger. Like that's just you creating a menu option out of something that people normally just do. So you get kudos for creativity, but because this list is just based off of food and prices, the prices could be better, and then the taste is basic. So it's gonna end up where it is. Naughty Taco is a special taco place in Arizona. I'm gonna put it in decent. I'm not gonna say I crave it. I'm gonna put it above Domino's because their food is bomb as fuck. Let me retract that statement real quick. Their tacos are crap. They have fries, these loaded fries with like boneless wings in the loaded fries with this special sauce. It all just comes together. Their loaded fries, one of the best loaded fries I've ever had, but everything else on their menu, garbage. Their prices are outrageous, so they're gonna be decent. I'm gonna pull it back, but they loaded tacos are definitely worth still trying. So Moe's, never heard of you. Don't know who Mo is. Nando's. Now, Nando's is specific to certain areas. I have never seen a Nando's out here in Arizona, but I've tried Nando's plenty of times in Chicago. I don't know, they have a very unique menu. I haven't eaten there enough to be able to rank it any higher than just decent. When I went and had some of their chicken and fries and whatnot, it tastes pretty good, but not enough for me to crave going back. So that's the reason why they are where they are, and they're at the top of the decent list. Noodles and Company, I'm very particular about my ramen. I've tried Noodles and Company, and majority of the types of ramens and noodles and stuff that they serve is normally in like pho or some kind of soup, some kind of like liquid base. I like my food to be like Thai noodles, where it's like mostly either noodles, meats, or veggies and not much liquid. It'll be above Boston Market. Ono Hawaiian Barbecue. Hawaiian Barbecue, if you guys have not tried it, is probably the best barbecue I've ever tasted. And this Hawaiian barbecue, I don't know if it's specific to Arizona because I've never seen it in Chicago, but it's definitely S tier, made it to the very tippity tip top of my list. If you guys ever see one of these anywhere near you, I would highly recommend you guys trying anything on their menu. Panda Express obviously is gonna make it to the top of the list as well. I do crave some kind of Chinese food. It's probably gonna be Panda's for fast food. If I'm craving something a little more culture and less Americanized, then I would probably find like a local Chinese restaurant to do Chinese food. For fast food, and Americanized fast food, Panda Express is probably top of the list when it comes to Chinese food. Panda goes up top. Panera Bread. Their menu is so, I don't know. I'm gonna say diverse. I'm gonna say that they have a diverse menu. Too diverse for me to be able to actually pick anything on the menu. I can't pick something specific that I like from there, but I don't see myself going there. So let's go ahead and put it above Burger King because I know that it is one of the healthier options. Papa John's is probably one of my top pizza places. They have this garlic sauce that they send to you with every pizza, and it goes pretty well together. So Papa John's is definitely better than Domino's, definitely better than BurgerFi, definitely better than McDonald's. I'm gonna put that as decent. Prices are decent too, but the pizza is just not good enough for me to put it in pretty good. Never heard of PDQ, Penn Station for the East Coast. I'm from the East Coast, but I've never heard of Penn Station. Don't know if it's good. Pizza Hut, the second pizza place to be put in the I Crave tier list. Pizza Hut has decent prices. They have decent options when it comes to what you can have on the side of just having your pizza. And then the pizza doesn't taste like cardboard. But then again, I rarely kind of eat Pizza Hut. But the taste is good, the price is good, and I do crave it. So I'm gonna put it in the A tier list for pretty good and I crave. I'm gonna put it above Jersey Mike's because the price is way better and I would order it over Jersey Mike's. Popeyes. I'm putting Popeyes in the decent category. I'm gonna put Popeyes above Domino's. Now, I know that might sound surprising. Do recall I did say that I don't like chicken. The only real thing that I like from Popeyes is their chicken sandwich. It's a very minimalized burger, but it tastes really good. The price is very convenient, so the price and the taste is good, but it's just that I'm not gonna eat their chicken. The only thing that Popeyes really has going for it is the chicken sandwich and their Cajun fries, so they're gonna be put in the decent. I do crave them every now and again. Would I eat Popeyes over Carl's Jr.? I would eat Popeyes over Carl's Jr. I'm gonna put them in I crave, just a notch above Carl's Jr. Portillo's, definitely a classic place that's been around for a minute. They have a whole lot of options when it comes to food, and their food does taste good. Their prices are decent. I'll put them in decent, and that I would eat them. I'm gonna put them right above Boston Market. I'm gonna actually put them above Noodle Company because I would definitely eat them over the Noodle Company. Potbellies, easily an S tier. Easily above these three. It is second best at the moment. Potbellies is legitimately my go-to sandwich shop. It is probably the reason why I will not go back to Subway. They have bomb-ass desserts, and it all tastes good. All of it tastes good. Qdoba's. Qdoba's is a Mexican restaurant that's very similar to Chipotle, where you have to build your own bowl and whatnot. But I've only seen Qdoba's in Chicago. I have never seen it on the West Coast, but I do like their food more than I like Chipotle. So if I'm craving like Americanized Mexican food, Qdoba would probably be my go-to if Chipotle didn't give you such a bad reaction after eating it. Qdoba's doesn't give you that same reaction. Taste is better than Chipotle's. Pricing, probably better than Chipotle's, honestly. It's not that convenient because I haven't seen one in years. It is definitely better than Chipotle's. So I'm gonna put it above, right above Chipotle. I'm gonna actually put Culver's. Qdoba's has made me put Culver's above both of them because, yeah, Culver's is fresh meat burgers, probably better. It's a higher craving than any kind of Mexican food. Kanoa's. I think I've had Kanoa's before. I think I had like a calzone or something from Kanoa's. I should put it in Never Tried for the sake of me not remembering. I'm gonna put it in Never Tried because I honestly don't even remember what it tastes like, but I'll put it at the top. Checkers or Rallies. Checkers and Rallies, their food is well seasoned. It tastes really good, but it also tastes like it was dipped in grease. Their food is very greasy, their prices are decent, and their fries are bomb. So I'm gonna put them in the decent section because I don't really crave them. Their food is better than McDonald's, so their prices is very convenient. You can't wait too long to eat McDonald's. Checkers is probably better than McDonald's, in my opinion. Red Robin's, surprisingly, I've never had it. They make gourmet burgers, so they could be good. I'm gonna put them right next to Quinoa's. Quiznos, that says Quiznos. I kept calling it Quinoa's. Roy Rogers, I've never heard of that. Sbarro's. Do they make pizza? I'm just gonna put them in the never had because I really don't remember what they sell. Schlotzsky's. I'm assuming that's a German food place? Who knows? I've never had them, but I've heard of them. So I'm gonna put them there again. Shake Shack. Shake Shack has decent prices. Their food is decent. I feel like they're kind of basic though. I'm gonna put it next to Portillo's. I'm gonna put it right next to Portillo's, but not as good as Portillo's because Portillo's does have a burger too and they taste better. So we're at our second YouTube specific fast food joint, Sides. Sides is another one of the ones that you can only order from like DoorDash or some kind of mobile eating app. Their food tastes pretty fucking good. When it comes to seasoning and the actual taste of their food, it's pretty good. The pricing could be a lot better, but its price is kind of shit because they transfer the price from euros to American dollars. Whatever price it is in Europe, the price must be much more convenient for them, but as transferred into American dollars, the price could be a lot better. But for taste, I'm putting it in decent. I'm putting it above BurgerFi because BurgerFi is more based off of my craving for like a veggie burger, and then Sides tastes better than that. Prices are shit for both of them, so it's around that area. Sheets. Never heard of Sheets. Skyline Chili. This sounds like something from Chicago, something that I added to the list, but I've never heard of them. Sonics. Sonic's has very decent tasting food. And then they have a whole lot of shit on their menu. A bunch of different types of slushies with Skittles and candy and all types of other stuff in it. Sonic has a whole lot to offer. I'm gonna have to put Sonic above McDonald's. Starbucks. I actually added Starbucks to this list. Most people wouldn't consider it a fast food joint, but because of what I normally crave from Starbucks, their Impossible sandwich, I put it in this list, and I'm putting it all the way in the pretty good and I crave, because I definitely crave their sandwich. It's probably one of the best breakfast sandwiches I've ever had. That's saying a lot because it's an Impossible sandwich. So we're gonna put it right there in front of IHOP, but behind Jersey Mike's, because Jersey Mike's food is way better. Steak and Shake, I'm gonna say it goes right where Shake Shack goes. Where's Shake Shack? Right here. But it tastes better. It tastes better than Shake Shack. It tastes better than Portillo's, and it tastes better than Domino's. So I don't crave them. I don't think I've ever seen one in Arizona, but it's pretty decent food. Subway. In the decent, I'm gonna put it right next to Mr. Beast. I'm gonna put it in front of Naughty Taco too. Because of Potbelly being my go-to sandwich place, it has completely knocked Subway way, way further down on the list. Subway used to be so convenient that I would probably go to Subway more often than not for a sandwich shop, but because there's better options, Subway is in the decent list. Don't crave it. It's a decent sandwich. That's all. The prices are decent. The sandwich is decent. It's decent. Swanson's, never heard of it. Taco Cabana, never heard of it. Taco Bell is gonna go right there with Subway, honestly. The food gives you a horrible reaction if you eat too much of it. There's a craving for like their special things such as the nacho fries and the Locos Taco, but most of Taco Bell's food tastes like fake Mexican food, and then you get a bad reaction from eating it. So I'd eat it, but it would be a rare occasion. Torchy Tacos. I have never heard of Torchy Tacos, but I'm not a fan of hot stuff, so I doubt that I'd be able to eat it. Just put that in never tried for now. Uno's is a pizza shop in Chicago.